get the best people of a society to give their best. And you don't always know where the best people of society are.
In this edition of UCLA Newsweek, a major investment in UCLA's future.
You have some of these great potential minds coming from areas where they've had no prior education. They might be extremely poor.
Also, improving stem cell research, healthcare for older patients, and applications to UCLA reach a record high. Dean Frank Gilliam from the School of Public Affairs sits down with Meyer Luskin, a UCLA alumnus and businessman who, with his wife Rini, has donated $100 million to the campus.
I have the material things I need. And I get to see what's truly, truly important in a person's life. And what's truly important in a person's life is their human relationships, giving them an opportunity to express themselves creatively, and giving them an opportunity to use their mind and have the pleasure and fun of learning those. And where else can you get more bang for the buck than in a university? I had it reasonably difficult and tough, but others had it much tougher than I did, much more difficult. And so to get an education, I appreciate that so much, what it does to a person's life when you don't have much in material things. I empathize and sympathize and feel for any young person who is facing a future, doesn't have any assets, doesn't have much support, but if they have an opportunity to get an education, they could have a life. You have some of these great potential minds coming from areas where they've had no prior education. They might be extremely poor, but there's a wonderful mind sitting over there. And if you have social justice, that mind gets a chance to flower. And look how much one great mind can do for a society.
And now we'll look at more developments at UCLA. In regenerative medicine, large supplies of reliable human embryonic stem cells are needed for implantation into patients. But the field has not been able to consistently grow clinical-grade stem cells. In a collaborative effort, engineers and biologists have developed a new method for growing, which will bring stem cells closer to clinical therapies. A significant gap exists between the preventive health services recommended for older Americans and what Medicare covers. In particular, Medicare coverage is lacking for obesity and nutritional services. Researchers say the new healthcare reform law should help mend the disconnect. UCLA received the most applications for fall 2011 among UC campuses. The number of aspiring freshmen and transfer students applying to enroll at UCLA hit a record 81,235. That's a 6.4% increase from last year. For more on these and other stories, please visit newsroom.ucla.edu and follow us on Twitter at UCLA Broadcast.